Jacques, such a privilege to be able to visit you at CNH. Thanks for the opportunity.
Yeah, it's great to have you. Thanks, Annalie.
Jacques, so you're market leaders at the moment, and that's an incredible success and an honour. And it comes through a lot of strategic objectives, one of which being very close to farmers and understanding what their needs are. Where do those insights come from?
I think, Annalie, that's an important aspect. So firstly, I must say 2023 was a good year for us, and I need to thank our end customers and our network for the hard work and for supporting our brands. I think being part of a global organization allows us to get insights from markets all over the world. But more importantly, if I think about our home turf, is we expect our dealers and our branches to be close to the customer and give us that feedback. I think the leadership team of CNH in Southern Africa is also very close to the market. And if I may, I think I'm also a part-time farmer, so that allows me, I think, to firstly to build that rapport with the market, and secondly to have a better understanding of the needs and the urgency that goes with agriculture.
Looking back at 23 and understanding what made it such a good year and looking ahead to the unique challenges of 2024, what are some of your overhead goals for this year?
So firstly, if we almost look in the crystal ball in terms of the 2024 season, we expect the market to pull back quite a bit. I think 2023 was artificially high in my mind, and that was largely due to the long lead times that we had. So a lot of orders of 2021, 2022 were only delivered last year. So that sort of gave us an artificially high total industry volumes for the market. So we don't expect that to happen in 2024. For us, 2024 is around consolidation and really focusing on after-sales service and supporting the producer there. And then we also have a couple of initiatives there. We're not totally satisfied with our footprint in the local market. So I think the market can expect us to expand a little bit there, introduce some more dealers to our channel. And then from there onwards, it's just around staying close to our farmer and understand what is the next need and how do we ensure that we get ahead of that demand curve.
Technology plays such an important role in your business. But it is difficult at times because technology moves incredibly fast, and because the upper levels of the technology that's already available in the market isn't necessarily accessible to all the farmers. How do you bridge that gap?
Yeah, I think, Annalie, one of the challenges that we have in the industry is the ability to quantify the value of technology. Quite often we come across the argument to say, but technology is expensive. My counter argument would be, is but expensive against what? So how do you measure it? And what's your return on investment? What's your payback period, etc.? So I think as an industry we need to do a little bit more work there to really be able to quantify the value of the technology. My advice to a producer would be is to say, just start somewhere. And again, technology is much wider than just mechanization, right? It's also on the input side, your seeds of fertilizer, your chemicals that we use there as well. Just start somewhere and create that roadmap for you. For the larger commercial farmer, we usually say just start with your harvesting monitor. At least you can see what your harvests were in your fields. So I think it's through a conversation we can come up with a roadmap to get to the farmer to that ideal level of technology that's needed for his or her operation.
Let's talk a little bit about the CNH offering. You have two brands within the stable, New Holland on the one side and Case IH on the other side. How do you reconcile those two brands and sort of and understand that you're competing with yourselves in the market and use that to your advantage?
Yeah, that's an interesting dynamic, and I must say there's other OEMs that's got a similar situation. In my mind, I see it as a positive because we basically have two opportunities now to engage with the customer. But it does create a bit of friction internally and maybe also with the network. We're trying, however, very hard to position the two brands differently in terms of value proposition and maybe a little bit around culture as well, and try and play the two brands to their strengths. I think the Case brand is still seen as a US brand, and the New Holland brand is largely seen as a European brand. And I think customers have a specific preference that helps us to position that in the market as well.
Jacques, there are many challenges amidst the successes in agriculture, and sometimes commercial farmers and developing farmers may experience challenges differently or experience entirely different challenges. But what are some of the things that they have in common that you're aiming to try and provide solutions for?
Yeah, I think that's an interesting question. I think we can spend hours debating the differences between, let's call it the smallholder agriculture and maybe large commercial. But I would say that there are maybe more similarities and differences between these two sectors that we have. ultimately agriculture is about scale. So whether you're a small farmer or a large farmer, you need scale in order to be sustainable in the business. Secondly, I think access to markets is an important one, and the cost of accessing those markets, which for me, I think is maybe one of the challenges that we currently see in South Africa because of infrastructure where it is at the moment, the inefficiencies of our ports, and just the cost to get the product to the market. So I think that's where I would focus in terms of the key challenges between both of these sectors.
Jacques, it's been great chatting to you, wishing you the best for 2024 and looking forward to seeing you stay in that #1 position.
Thank you, Annelie. Appreciate your visit.